I got this washi tape on Amazon and it's by Mikoka and it's a really high quality washi tape. And I'm actually going to show you what I got in my package. I got 5 different tapes like this. Oops. That, and that. And what I'm going to show you today is how to give new life to an iPhone case or any phone case for that matter. I have a lot of these laying around and nobody wants to use them because they're not very fun. And obviously this has got a little broken piece to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use washi tape to bring new life to the case. So I've got a little girl who's 13 and she loves flowers and bikes. So I actually picked this one, and first you want to make sure that the case is fairly cleaned off, and then it's pretty easy to make. So one of the unique things about this Japanese washi tape is the way it opens with the pattern is left to right. So that's a little hard to get used to because in the West we typically go right to left. But this is pretty easy to figure out once you have it down. So when you're making a phone case, I recommend that you cover this first, so that once the tape is over the edges, you're going to cover the outside edges so that you can cover the little pieces that are hanging over. So I actually take the tape like this and I just lay it down, and I take it so that it's a little bit bigger than the actual case, and I just clip it. And I'm actually going to keep doing that without laying it over until the very end, and then you're going to clip it at the end. I actually got a piece of tape stuck to that. So I'm going to just keep laying it down like this, and I kind of pull it tight, and then you just line it right up, and you pull it across and cut again, and you keep repeating that step. And as you can see, this goes fairly quickly once you start. And then you want to keep your scissors fairly clean. I'm going to cut again, and I'm going to just keep going. And you want to make sure that you're always doing it left to right, because the way the pattern on the tape is, because your natural tendency is going to want to be go right to left. But with this tape, the pattern's obviously different because it comes from Japan. The quality is also immaculate, beautiful, high quality tape. And I'm actually, as I get to the top, there's holes cut out so that you can see your logo in your phone. And this is obviously for the camera. I'm going to actually cover those with the tape, and then I'll cut them out at the end, and that's fairly easy to do. And you just want to keep cutting, and it really doesn't matter how you cut the edges off. I'm not doing it perfect. I'll actually trim those at the end. And you keep going over like this. And again, I'm covering those holes. It's not a problem because it's easier to cover them now and cut them at the end than to try to cut your tape so that it fits it right. And then again, flip it around and cut. And last little thing here, and cut. Okay, so I know it's a little bit wasteful, but at least you're going to get a nice case. So now you're going to want to actually take your scissors and just kind of cut down evenly, because the other tape is going to cover this seam. And on this one, I actually kind of cut it rounded so that it goes nicely, flows with the pattern of the case. And then you're just going to push it over like this. Push it down, and it's okay if you see that it doesn't look nice, because you're going to actually use the other, you're going to actually run it up the side so that you don't see that it hangs over like this. And on this side again, I'm going to just trim it like so. Trim it all the way down, and I'm going to round that corner just a little bit, and then you just pop it down like this. And then you've got that all covered. So now that the front is nice and done, And then I'm going to do the sides. So the sides are actually the easiest part to do. You just want to run it down like this. And again, you can overshoot it just a little bit so that you can then make it more precise at the end. So I'm just going to cut that off like that. And I'm going to put this down. And so there's a couple things you can do when you get to the edges. You can wrap it around, which that's what I prefer to do because it makes it a little bit easier. You can see how I have it. It overhangs a little bit. Your phone will fit in the case just fine if you wrap it around. So you can just wrap it around the side, and that makes it for an easy, precise cut. And so we've got the edges wrapped, and it blends nicely with the top. I'm going to do that on the other side. And actually on this side, because those are a little hard to cut, I actually am just going to run the tape right up to there. Like this. And then I'll roll it down like so. And it's super easy. And then cut it here. So, as you can see, you just kind of wrap it around and roll it under. Now, you're going to want to cut this inside pieces out so you can actually use your camera here and you can see your logo here. This one is for an Apple iPhone 4. And so I'm actually just gonna poke my scissors through like that. And then I can cut it fairly easily. And I actually don't cut it so that it's perfect. I cut it just enough that I can wrap the tape around. And you don't have to cut it super nice because when you wrap the tape, it's gonna hide all the flaws from your cut. So that was pretty easy. And then I just am gonna wrap this tape and it looks just fine and perfect. So when you have your phone, you can see I did the hole and that was fairly simple. And I'm gonna do this last hole. This one's a little bit trickier because the phone case was a little bit broken. So you want to just kind of hold down the top on it because like I said, it was a little bit broken before, but that was the whole reason I used the washi tape is to repurpose this phone case and save a little money and save the environment, obviously, because we don't have to throw another phone case in the landfill. So I'm just going to wrap it around like this and like that. And there you have it. Your phone case is all done. Super cute, very easy to do. And as you can see, it's not that time consuming. It took me less than 10 minutes to repurpose this phone case and it's really fun.